Hi, how are you, Dr. Smita?
I'm doing really great. I've been very busy. So this is our third talk on immunity. And as you remember, it's always so much fun to see you. And I have been reading comments from all the followers on your channels, and I find them really deeply interested in natural healing and really understanding this very deep insights of how our health is working. So I feel more inspired to share and share. So three things I said in the beginning, if you remember, when we spoke about immune system. The first one was that the immune system, uh, conceptually, according to Ayurveda, there is always the basic immune system, which we call para ojas. And the immune system in Ayurveda is not just physical, it is actually emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual immunity. So it's all, and everything is interlinked. So we have this reserve of fountain. You can say fountain, but it's only few drops, very close to our heart, which is like a basic immune system in the form of, we call it para ojas. So that's the base. That's your raw material. And as soon as you are exposed to anything, for example, you are exposed to some emotional attack, then it creates a fighters, which is helping your mind to protect yourself. Okay. And if your ojas is not strong, you cannot handle this emotional attack, and you will end up feeling hurt, traumatized, sad, wounded. And if your ojas is great and your quality of mind is sattva, which is what we discussed last time, then you can handle it in a different manner. You will have ability to think in a rational way and talk it out with the person who tried or from whom you felt hurt. So that's like emotional. And then spiritually, there are a lot of other aspects which we can discuss sometimes later. But but what can go wrong is three things. First, you can have a great reserve, but there is some kind of a block for a certain channel. So in general, you are healthy, not catching any infection, but then sometimes there is certain kind of infection that body can't handle because your there is a block of toxins, which then prevents your fighters to reach to that site of infection at a physical level. It could be also an emotional level, that certain situation you can handle always easily, but certain things the immune system is very sensitive. If that happens, you cannot handle it. So that's like a block. There's a toxin there, and detox can help. And finally, then again, nourishing your immune system to create the fighters specifically for that particular infection. So that was the one thing we spoke. Then
So
the second thing last time.
the toxins that you're talking about, since you're talking about that Ayurveda sees immunity as spiritual, emotional, mental, and also physical in the body, right?
Physical.
So the
Yes.
toxins are not only the chemicals, right? They're also
Yeah.
emotional toxins,
Oh, very
mental,
much.
spiritual.
Yes. But actually, because in a very complex manner, what happens that um, uh, Ayurveda says that the mind and body are very connected, very connected. They are like they go hand in hand actually. So, for example, just to give you a very simple example of fire, okay, quickly. The whole, what we call as Manava Strotas, which is a mental channel. Okay, Ayurveda actually calls Strotas as a physical gross structures of the body, which is performing certain typical functions. So, mental channel includes mind, nervous system. It includes your senses. So these three are the main organs connected with mental channel. And what happens, just giving you a simple example of a fire. So as a child, you know, through our knowledge of our parents, they will say, okay, be careful. When there is smoke, there is a fire, you stay away, otherwise you'll get hurt, you'll get burned. or when there is heat and this yellow looking thing, it's a fire. Or sometimes by mistake you have touched something which was a fire and you got burned, and you will say, okay, so whenever it looks, smells like this or hot like this, so that memory stays in a subconscious mind. And then when you grow up, as an automatic response, this is known fact psychologically, that whenever you see something similar like smoke or smelling like fire or looking like fire, you will say, okay, this is fire. And your brain, this conscious mind, so subconscious, it's a complex thing, but our
Yeah, and
senses,
and
like
it, and it and it
eye,
doesn't and it doesn't have to be fire. You can see it can be a word, it can be a sound,
everything. Yeah, that's
it can
where
be a
I was
song,
coming to. Yeah,
it
yeah,
can be it can be
that's
it
where
can
I
be the
was coming
shape of
to.
somebody's ears, right?
Anything. But but the toxins, how they block this response is like this, that so this is a complex. So your senses are grabbing five senses like hands and the touch, smell and taste and hearing and viewing. These five senses are grabbing everything from outside world, uh, uh, word or a singing or some emotional sound or a look of a person, everything is grabbed, and it goes to your subconscious mind, where there is this huge information stored from our beliefs, our experiences as a children, or whatever, a lot of
Genetics.
things, I mean, genetics and so many things actually, and cultural impact, everything, it's all there. We are not even aware of it consciously. But your subconscious mind says to your brain, which is a conscious mind, we call it buddhi actually. Mana is subconscious mind, buddhi is the conscious mind, to do act in this manner based on this experiences of the past. And your indriya, the senses, then will behave in this manner. So for
Yeah,
example, in a very complex situation,
and the reactions are in order to survive.
exactly, always, or based on your whatever reserve in the subconscious mind. So in a typical example, if somebody had, for example, a very bad experience or betrayal experience as a child, which they don't even remember, from somebody who looked typically in a certain manner, with a beard or whatever certain manner, for example. And then when we grow up, we don't even remember this consciously, but when we see that man, we feel, oh, I don't feel good about this man actually. We don't even have any experience of that man, and we already start forming our belief around that, and we create our responses based on this. But so that's like a typical way in which this mental channel functions. But also, what Ayurveda says, that when there are toxic blocks in the mental channel, we get pragna parad. This is a very, very heavy sounding Sanskrit word. But in a simple term, it means that the physical toxins can actually make you create an automatic response to things. And then you will think, why did I behave in this manner? This is not how I wanted to do it. So the connection between your subconscious mind, the righteousness that is there in your the logic, your beliefs, and your okay, and your what you call
Your programming.
okay, the programming that you have, everything. Uh, and many times we have this goodness in our subconscious mind from a past, we lose it. It's giving a signal that, okay, you don't have to react, just talk in a rational manner, but we react. So that's because of the toxin, that these signals are not reaching to the conscious mind. So conscious mind is then gone out of control and just behaves in a manner in which it wants to behave. So that's known as pragna parad. So we went in that direction, but toxins, physical toxins, actually can create a behavior in us which is like a automatic behavior, and that's
Yeah,
why the
I see that all the time when I put people
always, and
on.
that's like a blockage, so we are like blocked. We know that this is the right thing to do, but we can't do it. We cannot do the actions on that which our inner being knows that yes, my inner bundle, my inner old uh, cultural or whatever we have acquired, it tells that okay, this is not the right behavior, this is what you need to do in this situation, but we don't do it, we get stuck. And that's because there are these blocks of the toxins which is not sending exact message to our uh, uh, five senses, which are our tools to do the action. So
Because
then we are not.
toxins accumulate ama, and
Yeah,
ama is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, right? And when you have
absolutely,
when you have
absolutely.
mental ama,
Yeah,
you're more attracted to the physical ama, and when you have physical ama, the
absolutely.
mental
Yeah.
ama appears.
And then in a complex scenario, as I told you, that ojas is this all three kinds of immunity. And last time we spoke about how trauma can trigger autoimmune responses and hyperactive immune system. But today I want to actually talk to you about how fear and a kind of a, it can be a traumatic experience, but experience ending not into anger but fear can and worry can actually shrink our immune system literally. So Ayurveda says that anger, um, uh, hyper reaction not expressed can trigger hyperactive immune responses. But when you have physical toxins which is not allowing to nourish your whole system, because the nourishment finally results into this ojas, which is a nectar, uh, which is that nectar is created like a honey, you know, honey bees. There are thousands and thousands of honey bees collecting micro fine this nectar from flowers, thousands of them, and putting in the hives and creating this honey which takes so many months to prepare. Exactly in the same manner, our body, when we eat all the food, it nourishes all the tissues, and huge amount of good nourishment to the tissues finally results in this micro level few drops of immune that is staying as a reserve close to our heart. And so that's why it is important that there are no toxins, no blockages in the process of reaching the nourishment to the tissues. Otherwise, the ojas, this immune reserve, becomes dry. And then you are getting, so that's one physical reason. And then the emotional reason is fear and worry. Constant fear, worry, fear, worry, fear, worry is shrinking the immune system, and the reserve becomes so dry that you end up getting multiple physical infections. For example, there was this man who I met when I was traveling with my late husband to Washington, Seattle, actually, donor, and then he came to Ayush Shakti Clinic, India as well. Very complex person, because he has all kinds of infection you can think of: herpes, parasites, um, sinusitis, even in the season, sometimes pneumonia he can get, or he had Lyme disease in the past. So many, like all kinds of Epstein-Barr virus causing chronic fatigue that he can't even move. And I was actually surprised, literally surprised, because generally detox can, people always have this notion that if I do detox, I will become weak. Here in this guy who is so weak and chronically fatigued that he, if he works for half an hour, he has to rest for 10 hours, that kind of a chronic fatigue. When he did detox in India for 3 to 4 weeks, literally that Ayurvedic detox of cleansing, and then followed by nourishing program, actually every year for 1 year he could function at a time for 4 hours. He comes every 1.5 years, and one day I asked him, why do you come every 1.5 years to India? He says, this is the only way I can gain energy for 4 hours and I can function. So that's something that I learned from this guy, that actually detox can create energy, because it helps to process toxins then, so that your own body can convert your own nourishment and toxins into the next level of tissues, which then creates a reserve of OJs, the immune system in your body. So that's what today I wanted to share with you, that this is the third type of immune situation where uh, so many different multiple infections coming and going, doesn't get healed very quickly, and chronic fatigue, and still after doing detox and nourishing in a very systematic manner, you know, you can actually rather become weak, you can become stronger. I have seen it. Of course, it needs.
I see that all the time. It means
Yeah,
it's
absolutely, you must be seeing
it's
that
one of
all
the
the
most
time.
it's one of the most common comments that people give me as feedback when they do a detox program. But it's crazy that in a time where when we need our immune system in their best possible state, the fear that the
Yeah.
coronavirus is causing
Mm.
is depressing everybody's
It will
immune system.
shrink. It
So
will depress.
it's
Yeah,
like adding more wood to the fire of the pandemic.
exactly. Only thing to in this time, in my opinion, is, I faced 2 months ago two crises in my life. Okay, and that was, I want to share my personal example, because I really went through a trauma, kind of grief, trauma. It was difficult. So in that time, only thing that helped me was just to go in silence, have total faith on God, and have total gratitude for what I have in my life. Only then I could come back to my center, because 2 months ago I lost my beloved husband, Dr. Pankaj Naram. He
Who by the way I heard was a very very special man.
he I would
There
say
was
he
a
was like a Mother Teresa of this planet, similar to Mother.
there
I would call him that.
there's a woman that was
Hmm.
his patient who I know
Yes,
for many years, and
yes,
I haven't seen her for years, and she contacted me after seeing you, and
yeah,
she says Dr. Pankaj was such a special
yeah.
man. He had divine powers like cities, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Very
That's
much,
what
I would
that's what
say.
she, that's what she told me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that comes only because of the meditation constantly and having this service of humanity in your heart. I have a deep level of service to humanity because of being with him so much. And we were together for 42 years. It
Wow.
was very difficult. And he had been one of the best men I think you can have, because he gave me all the freedom. He allowed me to do this work that I am doing today of training doctors. He said, you love to do this, that's my passion. And he said, go on, you do it. So it was amazing, but he just abruptly left his planet. It was a shock. I think everybody comes for a reason, and angels, they decide the time when they want to take them back. I think the angels know why they want to send the soul here and bring them back. So I was
I'm sorry for your loss,
deeply
Dr. Smita.
saddened. Yeah, thank you. I'm kind of able to talk about it right now, because I'm a little bit settled at the moment. With great difficulty, I have settled that, okay, that's God wish and must be in a bigger picture. So, and then just in 15 days, this Corona crisis came. All the clinic completely stopped, and Ayush Shakti has responsibility of more than 400 people all over the world, not just in India. Okay, in Netherlands, US, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere, doctors, therapists, um, different people, administration people, everybody combined together. We help like 100,000 people every year. So I was like, uh, in a crisis, because at least I know that 100 people live their livelihood because of the salary they get every month. And I did pay them for a month, even if they didn't come to work, all of them actually. But I can't keep doing it. So that was a major, major mental stress. So one side emotional stress, second side mental stress, and everything. And this pandemic is something that is not in my control. I can do nothing. I can do nothing. So I sat in my prayers and I said, God, and that's the only way you can build this emotional, physical, mental immune system, besides following detox and the diet that you do. And I would recommend what can be done and certain herbs. So I just sat in meditation. I said, faith, total faith in God. And I said, everything must be in a bigger picture of this, on this planet, something bigger that I don't know what it is. And I am completely surrendered, and I have total gratitude for everything you gave me in my life. When I said that, trust me, immediately the worry, fear, everything just went away. I thought I am like completely protected by a huge cosmic power, something like a little child protected by a big papa on this planet. And I just kept on visualizing this every day. And trust me, in a week's time, we found a solution. Everybody worked in that direction, and we have sorted out everything now, that people will get their salaries and we will all grow more and more, even if there is corona crisis. Plus I have accepted my,
The power of meditation and prayer is
yeah, is very powerful.
is never short of a
I
surprising
have
and
my
miraculous.
son today again here. I want to, this is my time with my son that I am giving to
Hello.
all of you. You know, I love him so much. I want to always spend time with him. And I want
I
to
want to
thank
hang out with him.
everybody.
I want to hang out with him too.
He's such a lovely boy. He's acquired great qualities from my husband and also a lot of great qualities from me. So he's a good mixture, but I love him because I manifested him just to be like my husband, and he's like that. So this is like a wow. So
And you are amazing, dear Alexander. You are Alejandro. You are amazing, amazing. I love your work.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your
he's,
seva for this work.
yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you. We need so many such people to do the detox, nourish. That's it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that whenever we are in this kind of a situation of worry, fear, anxiety, uncertainty, we don't know what's going to happen, because like planning for this quarter, question, business point of view, planning for a month, question, because our prime minister is declaring every week new policy for corona. We cannot plan anything, okay? It's so uncertain. Only way I can be settled and more grounded is by praying and having faith and having total gratitude for what I have in my life. This
Yes,
helped me so
gratitude.
much.
Another one. Another big one.
Big one, gratitude. Every day I said, thank
So
you, Lord.
these things are part of Ayurveda,
Part
meditation,
of
prayer, and
Ayurveda.
gratitude.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It's part of the lifestyle suggestion for improving the ojas, meditation, prayers, faith in God. They say satsang. Satsang means having, listening to positive motivational speech, listening to all the spiritual masters who are guiding you to have total faith in the God. So there is a prescription in for taking care of your ojas and your tissues nourishment. It is important to have this prayer, meditation, gratitude in your life. And because the mind is always falling in a trap, they said that like you have daily routines where you do exercise, every day you have to do a exercise for your mind, emotions, and spirit, by exposing and reading something that will nurture this aspect of your mind, emotions, and spirit, where you trust completely, you have gratitude, and you have faith that there is this big papa on this planet who is protecting me completely.
I
Whoever you believe.
I think of it as a big mama.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Smita, it's so important what you just said, and I'm so happy that you brought it up, because I hear so many people worried about the immune system, and what to
Yeah.
feed it, and what
Yeah.
supplements to take, and what Ayurvedic herbs to take. But the most important things that you can do are really free and available to all of us, which are spend time out in the in the open air, sleep well,
Very
move a
good.
little bit and exercise, and
Yes.
laugh, and have fun with your family,
Exactly.
and meditate.
Meditate, pray, listen to positive thinking, and have faith in God. And always, every day morning, say thank you. So all the complaints are gone. One thing I didn't know if I shared with you about immunity of the universe ever.
Go ahead.
So I'm going out of topic now, but it's probably connected because because Ayurveda says that the whole universe is manifested in a human body, and every living being, including plants or animals or even a microviruses, everything, everywhere there are five elements, and there are Agni, and everything is processed in the universe, like in
And
our body.
ama.
Yeah, ama in the universe. So this is one thing which is very interesting. When this pandemic came, actually I was just reading a chapter on in Sushruta Samhita, which is a very authentic scripture on Ayurvedic surgery, and he has mentioned great things in Sushruta Samhita. uh, Many modern things which are described today are already mentioned in that Sushruta Samhita. But one chapter on Ruticharya, which is about seasonal habits, how you to live your life during different seasons, And in that there was about mention of pandemic. What can go wrong that the earth can have pandemic? Now, that was something that was quite shocking for me, actually, because I had a goosebump when I read it, literally, because it mentioned very quickly. I want to say this because I think it's quite relevant to what is happening now. So it mentioned that whenever on the earth we start getting too stressed out, we don't respect our teachers, we don't spend a lot of time with our families, the families are breaking, and we are not focusing on nurturing each other, and there is a lot of running for the material goals all the time on the planet, and too much traveling and activity, and tampering with environment also is mentioned, that part. In that situation, the earth has an immune system which controls microviruses, bacteria which are naturally produced in the atmosphere, but earth's immune system kills them and you don't even come to know. But because of this, earth will lose its immune system, and this demons, it's known as rakshasas in Sanskrit, like demons in the form of uh,
Creamy.
viruses. Yeah, demons in the form of viruses will spread on the planet, and in that situation people will have to go back to their home, stay isolated for months and months, uh, come back to the center, pray, stay with the family, heal each other, and don't do a lot of activities that will allow earth to heal, the environment to heal, and then earth's own immune system will be again alert and active, and it will kill this pandemic at the end.
Yeah, it's like the planet is having the flu right now.
Exactly. I was shocked. It sounds like, in New Delhi, half of the people are now not having lung situation anymore because the cars are not going. The environment is clean and people
Yeah, yeah.
are
It must
getting
be. It
healed.
must be. It must be weird in New Delhi to have
Very weird.
a blue sky.
Absolutely. And in Bombay, there are like people are saying, "Oh wow, half of the people are already talking about working from home right now, even when the everything is clear and get normal, they say, okay, why not work from home, travel less, why to pollute the environment, we have to be sensitive. People are talking like that. I mean, this is so
Dr.
interesting.
Smita, talking about working from home, I can hear. I'm in my office now, which is like a airstream. You know, it's called the airstream, and
Yeah.
I can hear from the house. My kids just woke up, so I'm gonna have to go and give them breakfast and get them ready for
Me too.
homeschooling.
My
But
son is waiting
I
for the dinner.
I
So
thank you.
I just
I thank
wanted
you
to
so
say
much.
again, three things, we didn't talk, and we can do it next time if you want. The herbs that can nourish and increase the reserve very quickly. For example, Ayushakti has that immuno formula. There is immuno formula.
But
But I will tell you the ingredient.
hold on the herbs, because I would like to do a whole session on herbs, because I'm really
Okay.
interested in your take on herbs and your experience because of seeing so many people, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna run inside and take
And
care of the
I'm going to
babies.
go meet my son. And I want to tell all of your followers, I really love you all. And I'm so happy. I've been actually reading your comments, and it has really touched my heart, actually. I'm thinking if I can spend some time which can improve your quality of life, trust me, I only have that intention. Thank you, Dr. Alejandro, for inviting me and giving this opportunity, so I can help and just share my knowledge for everybody to get healthy.
Well,
Thank you very much.
I get requests to ask you questions all the time. People love you, if you're okay with it, we'll keep on going.
I'll do that. I love it because you are so committed to help humanity, and just for this reason, I love to come to your channel. Thank you
Dr.
very much.
Smita, thank you so much,
Yeah, and see you then.
I'll see you soon.
And my love to your children, please.
Thank you.